Hi guys. So excuse how tired I look right now. I just got off work and I am tired, and I refuse to do anything to try to look better than what I look like when I just wake up in the morning. I want to get this week over with. It's just been so long. But I figured that I will pop on here and kind of talk about my pregnancy at 41 years old. Yeah, just kind of bring you guys up to speed on where I am from the last video that I posted. So I am currently today, I am 8 weeks and 6 days. I'll be 9 weeks tomorrow. I have a little bit of a bump, but it's not, I think I'm just bloated. But again, you know, it's not my first pregnancy, and you usually show faster in subsequent pregnancies. But you guys know I work out all the time, and my stomach is always flat on top, and it's just round on top now. I know at this point, my uterus has not moved up into where it could be showing like that, I don't think, right now. But I do know that it's from this pregnancy. Okay, so here's some of the things. Now, with my first two pregnancies, I don't remember having any real symptoms. I remember with Aaron, I was taking Hapkido at the time before I knew I was pregnant, and I was just real tired and like not able to do the moves and stuff when I went to class, and was just feeling drained, and that was my symptom with him. With Lexi, I don't think I had any symptoms with her, like at all. I just didn't have any symptoms with her. So I was thinking, okay, well, this go round, maybe I'm not gonna have any symptoms now, since I really didn't have too much going on with the first two. But maybe there's just a big difference between being pregnant in your 20s and being pregnant in your 40s, because I have felt bloated all the time. I have to be eating something. If I don't eat anything, like if I start to feel hungry and I don't eat, I start to get nauseous. And when I do eat, I can't eat as much as I normally eat, but I have to eat. So it's like I have to be eating something every few hours. If I overeat, then I feel like this really uncomfortable, full, bloated, full feeling for like the whole day. Like even into the next day, I just feel it. It's very weird because I didn't experience any of this the first two times. So I guess I guess that's a version of morning sickness, really. I don't have morning sickness per se. I have hunger sickness. So if I don't eat, I have to be snacking, and then I probably eat more than normal right now because I'm always hungry. I'm always hungry. So I'll show you guys this little, whatever you want to call it. Another thing, something that I have that I did not have with the other ones, are my boobs are sore, and they've been sore. Probably they've been sore for probably since I found out, and they have gotten significantly bigger. I've already gone to the store and bought bigger bra sizes that are more comfortable, but my boobs are sore and my nipples hurt, and they itch. Like the itching just started this week. So I guess that's one of the 9-week symptoms, I guess, for me, is just the itching of the boobs, and then they're sore, so you can't scratch too hard, and it's just crazy, just the itching. My nipples are super sensitive. They are very, very sensitive. What other signs have I had so far up to this point? That's about it for signs for right now. I do notice too that and this is crazy because I'm not even big yet. I don't have like a big belly or anything yet. But I do notice that if I'm walking too fast for too long or something, like I feel like, oh, you need to slow down. Like I can feel it at the bottom of my stomach. Another thing too is I don't sleep. Like my sleep feels different, and I wake up every few hours. I can't sleep straight through the night. And it's not just the pee. Now, I have been peeing a lot more, so I do have to get up to use the bathroom. But I don't sleep that great. So I'm hoping that that's a symptom that's going to pass, because I love my sleep. And I don't feel, when I wake up in the morning, I don't feel like I'm not rested. I feel rested. I just don't, the sleep just doesn't feel the same. And then I have some weird dreams, vivid dreams too, and not all good. So, what else? One thing about this one too so far is, like, I think I mentioned it a while ago when I first started going through the issues with the constant bleeding. Um, when I got that IUD out a few years ago, I've been having issues with bleeding since then. So I've had ultrasounds, and I've been going back and forth to the doctor, trying to figure out what this bleeding is. And now I haven't had any bleeding in probably about 2 weeks, maybe a little bit more than 2 weeks, which is a good thing. But I had been bleeding since halfway through my last cycle before I found out I was pregnant. I had been bleeding. So one of the reasons why I hadn't wanted to talk too much about the pregnancy was because I'd been scared that maybe something was wrong. I was bleeding before anyway, so the fact that I had become pregnant, and not like a period bleeding, just like spotting, light bleeding, but consistent, like all the time, which is the reason why for the last few years I've been back and forth to the doctor doing all these different things trying to figure out what the issue is with the bleeding. So when I found out that I was pregnant, I was scared that, okay, is this bleeding something that's gonna hurt the baby, or am I going to lose the baby because of the bleeding? Is the baby even in the right place? Like, all these things are going through my head about what this could possibly mean. Like, how can I be pregnant with this bleeding? And it just seems like something that's just dangerous for a pregnancy. I don't like my uterus is not safe to have a baby in there. But I got the ultrasound, and I'm not sure if I showed you guys the ultrasound on the last one, because the last video was just kind of like me just announcing it. But I was 7 weeks. They finally let me get it. I was 7 weeks. Okay, so the ultrasound measured 2 different ages. So because they did both a vaginal and a abdominal. So the abdominal ultrasound measured the baby at the abdominal 7 weeks 1 day, but the vaginal ultrasound, which I think is more accurate than is more accurate and actually clearer than the abdominal ultrasound, it measures at 7 weeks 4 days at the time, which is more in alignment with my cycles and ovulation and things like that. So, and then you can tell, I'm going to show you these pictures. So these are 7 weeks. Remember, guys, I'll be 9 weeks tomorrow. So these were taken almost 2 weeks, well, a week and a half, I'll say. About a week and a half ago. So let's see if you can see them good. And you can tell the difference too. Like this top picture, you can see the little nugget. You can see the sac, the baby. You can see the yolk sac. You can see the gestational sac. You can see all that very well. And this is the picture that the baby is measuring 7 weeks and 4 days on. This is the vaginal picture. Now the abdominal picture, not as clear, but the baby is measuring 7 weeks 1 day on these 2 pictures. And I had to ask her for it because she at the time didn't think that we would even be able to get a picture because I was so early. But when she was able to both get a picture and see the baby's heartbeat, she was like, oh, okay, everything's okay. And I was like, I have been bleeding down there. I had, at the point of doing the ultrasound, I hadn't bled for about 4 days, maybe, I think. but I still wanted to look because the nurse practitioner had mentioned something about subchorionic bleeding, which I was bleeding before I was pregnant. So I'm not thinking that that's what it is, but I just wanted to make sure that nothing was going on. And they um, put the, the baby on the screen where I could see it, and you could see its little heart beating. Um, and it says that it's a viable pregnancy. So her heart rate at the time was between 159 and 162, which she said was a good strong heartbeat, and the baby was in the right place. So yeah, well, I will update you guys. Probably I have to go back to the doctor on Wednesday, but it's right. I have to go to more doctor's appointments because you guys know I have lupus, so that puts me at a higher risk, and I'm 41. So now I'm 41 and I got lupus, so I got to see specialists and things like that too. So I'm gonna have plenty of doctor's appointments. So I will update you guys, and let me show you what my little belly looks like right now, which is just so. And I've always had this little pooch down here at the bottom because I just never was able to get rid of that. I've made it flatter, but I've never been able to get rid of it. But now, this part here at the top, like this is always flat, and now it's just rounding out. So this is, tomorrow I'll be 9 weeks, and this is what my belly looks like right now. I'm try to suck it in a little bit, but that's what my belly's looking like. So, all right, I will update you guys soon. If you have any specific questions for me, just put them down below. But this is gonna be interesting. I'm just saying, it already has been quite interesting going through this right now. So we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. That's all I can say. 40, 41, having another baby. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.